This is Marcy Anderson with the Fishing Report for Southeast Kentucky. This crazy stretch of weather continues to change things up for the area lakes and reservoirs. Water temperatures have been up and down across the area, with most lakes running in the low to mid-60s, and the backs of the creeks a few degrees warmer. Bass had moved in a little bit shallow on most lakes before this last cold snap and have slowed down with the changes in water temperatures. On Lake Cumberland, lake levels are currently 7 feet below normal summer pool. Anglers have been having success fishing for smallmouth bass on the lower end of the lake, targeting main lake points and secondary points using jerkbaits and swim baits. The generation schedule from Wolf Creek Dam has created good fishing conditions on the tailwater, and we've been seeing some good trout being picked up in the upper sections of the tailwater. On Dale Hollow, the bite has been good. Bass have been a bit sluggish with the cool down. Try targeting smallmouth bass on main lake points and rocky banks in 10 to 20 feet of water using Ned rigs and jigs. Largemouth bass are being picked up on jerkbaits and spinnerbaits around cover in the upper parts of the creeks. The walleye bite has been good in the night and early morning hours using shad imitating baits. Sunfish are being picked up using worms around brush in cuts and coves. Rainbow trout were recently stocked in area water bodies including Burt T. Combs, Beulah Lake, Beaver Creek, Elk Springs, and Right Fork Buffalo Creek in Owsley County. May is National Water Safety Month, so it's always a good reminder to play it safe and wear your life jacket. So good luck and good fishing.
This is Jeremy Shiflett with a fishing update from Northwest Kentucky. Rough River Lake is about 11 feet below the old summer pool, which is about 6 feet below the new summer pool. The lake is rising slowly. Water temperature is in the low 60s and visibility is 24 to 30 inches. Bass fishing is fair. Most fish seem to be in 4 to 12 feet of water on structure. Crappie fishing has slowed a bit as most fish have spawned and transitioned offshore. Anglers are catching fish 15 to 25 feet deep on structure with jigs and minnows. We did see a few 10 to 12 inch crappie near shore this week, but not nearly as many as we have been seeing. Hybrid striped bass fishing is good, and anglers are catching some fish in the tailwater, lower lake, and also upriver on the South Fork. Look for many fish to start moving upstream over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Anglers can catch fish from the bank, from Peter Cave upstream. Try chicken livers, night crawlers, crawfish, or casting swim baits and rattle traps. Nolan River Lake is a few inches below summer pool. The white bass run in the river has all but fizzled out. There are still a few fish to be caught, but most have or are currently transitioning back down into the lake. Largemouth bass fishing is fair. Crappie fishing is fair and has slowed down some post-spawn, so look for fish on deeper structure, main lake, and also up in the creeks near standing timber. Bass and crappie fishing has been very good in the state lakes recently. Bass are still near shore, 5 feet deep or less. Crappie are holding on structure, 2 to 10 feet deep. Try Carpenter Lake, Lake Malone, the Kingfisher Lakes, and Peabody WMA Lakes. Bluegill and red ear fishing is also heating up. Look for it to improve even more as air and water temperatures warm up over the next 2 weeks. Anglers have been having luck on the Ohio and Green Rivers for white bass, hybrid striped bass, and some true stripers. True stripers have been caught on live bait below Cannleton Dam. Many of those fish have been less than 15 feet deep. White and hybrid striped bass have been caught below Spotsville and Calhoun dams. Anglers have been using curly-tail grubs, 2 to 3 inch shad-colored swim baits, and some crappie-sized swim baits, and have all been catching fish. Several 5 to 6 pound hybrids were also caught recently. Be careful on the water at Calhoun, as rocks are at or just under the water surface. If you can find crayfish to use for bait, try fishing from the bank around the Jewel City and Rumsey boat ramps to pick up some white and hybrid striped bass. Trout were released this week at Otter Creek ORA, Sinking Creek in Breckinridge County, and Nolan Tailwater. Speaking of Nolan Tailwater, a number of dead silver carp were found in the tailwater last week. This emphasizes the need for our live bait collection regulations. Do not move live bait from a tailwater into the lake or from one water body to another. Also, make sure you're not dragging aquatic vegetation from one lake to another on your boat or trailer. Many of our locations statewide do have some aquatic nuisance plants and animals, and the threat of aquatic invaders is very real. Help us protect Kentucky waterways by clean, draining, and drying your equipment. Also on the docket for next week, keep a lookout for catfish to be stocked in Finns Lakes in Owensboro and Litchfield. And to keep up to date with any stockings, visit our website fw.ky.gov and look for the stocking information page. Good luck and wear your life jacket while on the water.
This is Caleb Bentley with the Kentucky Stocking Report. This week across Kentucky, we stocked rainbow trout, brown trout, and alligator gar. The rainbow trout were stocked in the Lake Cumberland tailwaters, Elk Springs, Beaver Creek, Fish Pond Lake, Russell Fork, Fish Trap Lake tailwaters, Burt Combs Lake, Beulah Lake, Buffalo Creek Right Fork, Buckhorn Lake tailwaters, Mill Creek Lake in Powell County, Casey Creek, Trammell Creek, Sulphur Springs, Jennings Creek, Dewey Lake tailwaters, Paintsville Lake tailwaters, Yatesville Lake tailwaters, Beaver Creek Right Fork, Cave Run tailwaters, Grayson Lake tailwaters, Triplet Creek, North Fork Triplet Creek, Big Katy Creek, Laurel Creek, Carr Creek Lake tailwaters, Cranks Creek Lake, Looney Creek, Martins Fork Lake tailwaters, Royal Springs, Taylorsville Lake tailwaters, Harrington Lake tailwaters, Nolan Lake tailwaters, Lynn Camp Creek, Sinking Creek, Roundstone Creek, and Otter Creek ORA. The brown trout were stocked in Big Caney Creek and Laurel Creek. The alligator gar was stocked in Turner Lake and on Clarks River National Wildlife Refuge. Good luck fishing and stay safe.